both sides. This is it. We went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to caution you to keep this fight clean at all times, protect yourself at all times, and what I say you must obey. Good luck, Brother Suerte.
This or the only meeting between Canelo and Chavez. That will probably determine that. Jab hand to the body of Chavez.
Said would be the strategy early. I don't know if that's the wisest.
I don't think there's a lot of ground. He's not going backwards. He's going around. He's circling as opposed to
throwing hard shots. Chavez got in an uppercut.
Hard hook to the body from Chavez to really impose himself in this fight.
Canelo threw his own left hook to the body moments ago and landed it. Now right hand across the chin. Weaponry. Score.
Now Canelo is sharp. He's dialed in.
A boxing skills match in the middle. Active, more accurate fighter.
Him to the floor early.
Let's see if it speeds up in round number 2.
Staying true to what Nacho Beristain, his trainer, his new trainer, said, playing into his hands as Chavez does. The guy's a fastball hitter. Doesn't mean if you're a fastball pitcher, you shouldn't throw it.
His favor. But you know what happened in that fight, where Chavez hung around long enough to suddenly make us almost knock Martinez out.
And we knew Canelo was going to start early and be the sharper guy early because he's been more. You expected him to come out and have the advantage early.
Left hook lands for Chavez.
That's true, Roy.
Straight right hand for Chavez. Now he gets Canelo to the roof.
Canelo also feels fifth best work.
3-punch combination for Canelo and another.
Good right uppercut. Yes, he is.
And another couple of uppercuts for Canelo, followed by the jab. He seems utterly confused when he stands in the center of the ring and tries to box with Canelo. He's got. Chavez shows no inclination. A lot of shots.
No.
And it's Canelo does along the perimeter. Certainly not a winning strategy for Chavez, you wouldn't think.
He's got to try to put Canelo's back. But he was ultimately
also followed up by some good body shots.
His combinations to counter. Chance. That's why the matchup on pace play into each other. Chavez is not a very sharp boxer, brawler, especially for a
experts shook their heads in amusement, particularly from trainer Nacho Beristain. Box from the perimeter. Boxing experts thought either that is smoke. In the first couple rounds, he seems to be trying to exit oblivion.
Yeah, right, foolish.
Well, and then the thought was also that once he gets his bet, what he does, which is brawling.
Alvarez blocking.
Chavez blocking punches with his face and his body.
Starting to form.
Hard right by Canelo Alvarez. He never overloads a punch, Roy. He's content to.
Blood at the nose now, Matt.
There's been no turning point.
And now we got to fight.
And now, good shot by
now Chavez gets in a couple of hard shots, and Canelo fights his way off the ropes with
himself and his boxing skills.
You punching this shot.
Not yet sat down between round
27. Canelo Alvarez. Hey, this kid is a pretty boxer. Look at this. Triples punches. Yeah, constantly. He's got him posed. Got him bleeding. What else can he do? He's fighting a very good fight.
Look, I thought that Chavez was on out to make it competitive.
I'm wondering if it was a good idea to make weight. I'm wondering if it might not have been a better idea to. Chavez is putting punches together beautifully. Described it so well. Doing what he wants to do, making Chavez bleed. It's been a one-sided fight so far.
This is the great all-Mexican fights. Maybe one of the great all-Mexican.
It's by Canelo.
Who would really hurt Chavez, I think, with a left hook to the body.
It's making about as much noise inside 1,000 people Wembley Stadium last week.
Right now and see. Anything more.
They're total confident.
As Max Kellerman said, it's a mismatch.
Starts by circling on the out.
Target practice.
More taxing because you don't have an audience in the sport. People don't gym. That's why you have things such as gym fighters. Good right hand by Canelo. But this crowd drains
Chavez. Just best represented Mexican boxing. His face here, guys, looks to me like he's really enjoying handing out this punishment. To the ropes, pull him back to the ropes. And
Bring him up.
He seems to, and nothing could be further from the truth. First 2 minutes of the round for Chavez Jr.
Been in with not just the mega fights with Mayweather, Erizlandi Lara.
Here you see Canelo slip a jab, come with a beautiful counter right hand over the top. Couldn't ask for a better counter than that. High on the eyeball. Maybe had it been a little lower, it could have caused even more damage. But that is a beautiful counter right hand, right on the cheekbone. Doesn't get any better than that.
We're not Canelo Alvarez. You see to come in here and embarrass Chavez happening so far.
They're pounded this consistently by power shots racing Martinez around. When Chavez backs up and circles, it means he's conceding
Rounds, Kenny Bayless, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and told Chavez.
right there. Chavez throws a 1-2, and he waits and low, doesn't attack. Looks very strong in there.
Urgently pleaded with Chavez Jr. between rounds to throw more.
In between rounds, I always ask him right away, how you feeling, what's wrong?
Here's where Chavez needs to be. And those sharp counters, which are sure to discourage him. He must stay right there. But that's okay. It may hasten Chavez's demise. It may chance to win.
Throw a little bit.
Mentality immediately takes 3
Do that.
This has...
It's the same mistake we saw Canelo make against Floyd.
Canelo Alvarez. You know, Jim, he throws hard, tell him to go forward. I mean, he just backs up and backs up. I mean, you know, you think if he went forward, but he's not. He just keeps backing up, and backing up.
His head was against Fonfara, where 9 rounds. That was in a heavier weight division. So the thought was, the sire now, it's a mismatch, and it was one going in.
Things we've seen for a Chavez rally. Two that drove Chavez back into the center of the ring.
Needs to come right back off of those. We'll come back with a round to compete. Those type of punches back, you're not competing. That's a good
Wait until the middle of round 11. That's when he gets going.
They're not necessarily wrong about that, fighter Chavez. But let's be honest, there was name. And then he's in Mexico before coming here and fighting all the top fighters and acquitting himself so well.
Canelo is sharp. Canelo is dialed in. I mean, by competing, he throws 1, 2, 3 punches in his combination in his attack. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 punches.
At 57 and a lot of more shots like you saw in the ring.
And he hasn't done it, and maybe he's going to need some late rounds thunder like salvage anything here tonight, Jim. And that's if he gets to the 11th or 12th round.
Might not have the good 40 up while falling to the canvas as Martinez did that night.
Here inevitably counters.
But he's not doing that.
Too cautious.
And the most disappointing performance is that lack of resolve. He seems for the beating.
He proclaimed that he wanted the fight. Who didn't think that he would do that, but he's getting ripped by a superior fighter with better skills. Does look identical as Canelo out his combination punching command. Of course, Julio combination, slingshot's landing up.
Something dramatic up his sleeve, or this fight will check lesson on which betrayed a fraud on the public by not earning his way to the fight.
Wow. Only 4 rounds to go.
The way the great Mexican rivals like fight the trilogy with each other, the Raul Marquez and Vasquez spots in his name, and he needs to fight for his own name.
For Canelo, whenever he wants to use.
He's not allowing Cesar Chavez to just sit there and pose. Cesar Chavez get out of there. He throws uppercuts right there in the middle and hit to the nose.
And also Chavez here is doing some good little work.
Yep.
But he's so easily just Canelo on the ropes. Canelo wants you to put him on the ropes so he can counter. You have to know that going into the fight.
Speed is power over in the mouth or the nose. To get tired of it, to not want it.
Canelo Alvarez, you know, Jim, at round, I honestly believe that, you know, he's got to be getting tired and him using his arms, but Canelo with hooks, combinations to the body. I mean, he's doing it all.
It's the fighter's choice to stand up.
Who it is. I think it's all Canelo Alvarez proving 2 points, and that he's definitely going to beat all type of messages because so he's letting everybody know that he's in the best shape of his life.
Relax,
training
guys.
camp, Roy. Yeah, he's very relaxed.
It's easy work.
Beat.
Oh, well, anybody on the planet, and his name is Gennadyevich Golovkin.
And Canelo looks in this fight the months or a year ago.
100% correct. So maybe
Someone was just in with a really good
position. Fist.
But look what's happening. Is he thinking he's going to faint? Ever going to happen? His only chance is to go for broke. And
with his experience, a perfect plan. Once he got in there and realized that the trainer's plan didn't work, he doesn't know anything else to turn to. We all want to know that.
20,005. Some of them now booing see as a less than from a Mexican star fighter.
at this point, his only fight in making the weight and going the distance.
By Canelo.
Recent rounds has been, would Canelo pile up enough punish?
Oh, good fight. I don't see how we could.
Unless Canelo goes to sleep from boredom.
Get lucky. Used to like to say, no such thing as luck in a box.
This fight, in Canelo Alvarez between rounds. He made a visible
That up.
his usual measured pace. Fighting with the craft is king. It's in the level of skill.
And you get out with Yurchenko, Gennady and give themselves the best. And that is
with no nonsense between fight. Things that take place outside the ring. That generally is an exhibition of all the skills that Canelo Alvarez has built and polished.
Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, Saul Canelo